Hey everybody, I'm East Coast Pete. Today we're going to talk about Harvey Mandel. You know who this is? Well, if you do, that's great. But if you don't, it's a good thing you tuned in because I'm going to tell you about him. Harvey Mandel was born in 1945 in Detroit. He's a guitarist known for his unique approach and his solo work, but he has played with Canned Heat, Charlie Musselwhite, the Rolling Stones, and John Mayall. He's one of the first rock guitarists to use two-handed fretboarding tapping. I guess you thought that might have been Eddie Van Halen was first to do that, but you would be wrong. Harvey Mandel grew up in a chic Chicago suburb, lots of blues going on downtown. In 1966, Mandel contributed to that with Charlie Musselwhite on the album Stand Back. Here comes Charlie Musselwhite's South Side Band, called a legendary album that bridged the gap between blues and rock and roll. A pioneer of fuzz tone and feedback and unusual syncopated rhythms was Harvey. In 1968, he relocated to San Francisco. He performed at the Matrix, jamming with Jerry Garcia and Elvin Bishop. He signed with Phillips Records and released a solo album called Cristo Redentor. Another solo album, Righteous, went out in '69, and a follow-up, Games, Guitars, Play, in 1970. He also released 4 albums on indie label Janus. On the night that Henry Vestine quit Canned Heat, Mandel was in the band's dressing room at the Fillmore West. Mike Bloomfield was there too. Bloomfield filled in for Vestine on the first set, and Mandel filled in on the second. And the band chose Mandel to go on to Woodstock. Mandel stuck with Canned Heat for a year, touring and recording 3 albums. Let's Work Together on Future Blues became an international hit. With Canned Heat's bassist Larry Taylor, Mandel joined John Mayall's Blues. For the next 2 years, he appeared on 2 albums with Mayall, USA Union and Back to the Roots. In 1978, he teamed up with Don Harris, Randy Resnick, Victor Conte, and Paul Lagos to form the band Pure Food and Drug Act for only 1 album. It's called Choice Cuts. When Mick Taylor left the Stones, Mandel was auditioned. He recorded 2 tracks for their 1976 album, Black and Blue, Hot Stuff and Memory Motel. Ron Wood got the permanent position, and Mandel released 4 more solo albums. These were Baby Batter, The Snake, Feel the Sound of Harvey Mandel, and Shangrenade. In 2010, Mandel joined Canned Heat again, who had reunited in 1969. This was considered the Woodstock lineup of Canned Heat. Harvey Mandel and the Snake Crew, with several notable guest performers, including Elvin Bishop, Nick Gravenites, Pete Sears, Barry Goldberg and others. In 2014 saw Dragons at Play with Ron Teagard. 2015 saw Snake Pit with Harvey and Friends. And then 2017 saw Snake Attack. This was a home studio release. My first Mandel album was The Snake. I was amazed at his very unique sound, and no one before or since has been able to duplicate it. His albums are about his guitar work, songs he has put out with a singing part are best left unmentioned. Of course, this applies only to his solo albums. Harvey Mandel is known for his blues, but pick up a copy of The Snake and just tell me if he's not the most snake-like guitarist this side of John Cipollina. He's been a big part of my interest in the instrument. Not saying I can play like him, I can't. He's got a lot of jazz knowledge that East Coast Pete never had or never will have. But he's got a bunch of really excellent albums out. It's not really well known as perhaps he should be. So, that's what I have to tell you about Harvey Mandel. And I hope you like hearing his music as much as I have. I will see you next time on my show, Lest We Forget. Take good care.